welcome. Diddy verdict out. Diddy verdict. We're gonna go over a little bit of the Diddy verdict. And then a friend of mine said, "Hey, I want to watch you live because I want to see what your hair looks like." Because they keep saying, "Did you dye your hair pink or red?" And I said, "What? You're crazy. Are you colorblind? You all right? You feeling okay?" And I said, "I don't do my lives with my hair out usually." And then I realized, oh, I could have gotten another viewer. Why am I acting like that? I'm so bad at this. So I'm doing my live with my hair out. So to that friend, if you're watching, this one's for you. Dedicated to you so you can see my hair. And if you think it's pink, are you okay? You feeling okay? You all right? It's just normal brown hair. I don't know what's going on with you. But the Diddy verdict. Diddy verdict. Oh, we have some business to attend to from yesterday as well. Where was it? Here. CJ, family member. Oh, and join the family. Join the coalition. Join the conversation by hitting subscribe and the notification bell. I go live 5 days a week. We comment on the news. This is like a lifestyle vlog, you know? What the fuck is a lifestyle vlog? I got recommended a vlog, and I'm like, there's really still vloggers? I remember in like late 2008, people started vlogging. Sony came out with this Bloggy. It was called a Bloggy camera. I still have it. I bought it off my buddy. So you could like blog and then plug it into a computer and upload it and, I don't know, put it on a website. But vlogging is interesting. This is my shot at vlogging, but we're going to comment on the news. Vlogging and commentary is different. So hit subscribe if you like news commentary. But this was from yesterday, and I didn't get to address it. And one of the family members here, CJ, said, "What billionaire died?" She said, "What billionaire didn't know they were allergic to bees?" I mean, listen, if you're a billionaire, you got to be insured, right? You got to have your money right. And you should probably know what your allergies are. I mean, for crying out loud. This was from the news I was going over yesterday, and I didn't get to touch upon it, but there's billionaire. This is an insane story. Guy in India, I don't know what billionaire he is. Again, generational wealth. So it wasn't like he earned his billions. Like his father was rich, he became rich, right? And of course, he's playing polo, this thing where you ride horses with a god dang weird golf club, and you smack a ball around. You got to say schmack. And apparently he was riding on his horse and he yelled out, "I swallowed a bee." Or he said, "I swallowed something," and it was a bee. And it internally stung him. They're still waiting for the reports. But the man died. The man died after swallowing a bee. And the bee was probably like, "This one goes out to my working class, my working class comrades." The bee was doing the good Lord's work. And the man died insanely playing polo. I mean, that's one way to go. I know I won't ever have to worry about dying playing polo. Swallowing a bee? Maybe. But playing polo while I swallow a bee? Nope. So CJ, that's for you. Dude in India, riding on a horse, swallowed something. Turns out it was a bee. It stung his insides. He was allergic. That's what they're guessing. Again, we don't have the autopsy report or anything. But good Lord, you know? And this is when they're going to make rules, just like in football. Now the polo rules are going to change. You're going to have a face guard. Man, this generation's so soft. These billionaires are so soft. Now they're going to change all the horse polo rules. Do they just call it horse polo? Because the water polo one is where you're swimming. Now they're going to change all the horse polo rules so nobody else dies by swallowing a bee. My God. What a weird way to go. That's going to be on top worst ways to go, right? You swallow a bee and you're like, oh, I think I ate something. I swallowed a bee when I was younger. I don't think it was alive, though. There was like a juicy juice outside. And when you're young, you're dumb. And it was one of the, I don't even think they have these anymore. It was a metal cylinder. It was a metal can of juicy juice. And you would crack 2 holes in it so you could pour it and it wouldn't glug glug. and it was outside, and I didn't think to go, how long has this been sitting outside? And I started chugging it, and I went, oh, I swallowed something, just like this billionaire. And when I dumped it out, there was a bunch of bees in there, so I swallowed a bee too. So yeah, wanted to catch up on that story. Now let's get to the news everybody's been waiting for. Whoops, not that one. What to know about the trial. Sean Diddler Combs was acquitted of racketeering and trafficking charges today, but he was found guilty on 2 lesser charges of transportation of former girlfriends for hoeing. This court system, I would say, doesn't respect women, even though its mascot is a woman with a blindfold holding out scales, which is a weird thing, you know? Because justice is definitely not blind. If this was anybody that wasn't a billionaire, they would not have beat these charges. Anybody that wasn't a billionaire, not have beat these charges. I honestly don't know how he beat some of these charges when you look at like what racketeering is and the trafficking stuff. This is kind of, this one's a puzzler. He's going to change his name from Brother Love to the Puzzler, because this is quite baffling that Diddler Combs. And we don't even know if the judge is going to release him before sentencing. So he might be walking the streets. Watch out, prostitutes, because he apparently wants to transport you, which carries a sentence of 10 years. You can't be transporting those prostitutes, you know, which is weird. If you're in Vegas, can a prostitute not take a Uber? Because then you'd be guilty of transportation. I don't know. Anybody out in Vegas, do you know if you would be charged with, are Uber drivers getting charged with transportation of prostitutes if they pick up a bunch of stings when the cops got to meet their quota, and when the Vegas PD need to meet their quota, at the end of the month, they're busting all these Uber drivers. They're like, oh, what's the prostitute doing in the back of your car? He's like, I don't know. Dude, I get this thing on the app. I just pick people up. I don't know who they are. Oh, really? Oh, really, Eddie Murphy? Who's this guy? Anyways, so welcome. If you haven't heard, Sean Diddler Combs has been acquitted of racketeering and trafficking charges. He was found guilty, so he's got the potential of 20 years in a box, which, good God, I feel bad for. I mean, Cassie Ventura, just the fact his ex-girlfriend, that video exists. If you know the video I'm talking about, the video of the hotel where he's dragging her and brutalizing this woman, it doesn't look like that was what he claimed in an Instagram post, like the lowest point of his life. That looked like routine behavior to, I don't know. I'm just an average Joe. This is just my opinion. Who am I? I'm not a psychologist, but that didn't look like that was his first time hitting a low point. That looked like he was like, get back in line. You know the drill. So my heart goes out to her and all his other victims. This also, outside of it highlighting the justice system, I mean, just keep an eye on the Free Luigi case. Free Luigi, innocent till proven guilty. Let's see how that goes, This justice system is really weighted. I think we need to change the mascot from a woman with a blindfold on holding 2 scales to an old white guy with his thumb on 1 scale. I think that should be the new mascot for the American justice system. And his thumb will have... his fingernail will be done nicely with a money emblem with a dollar sign on it. But this also, just reading about this stuff and following along with all the live feeds about the Diddy trial, I came to this understanding of, like, I understand why people bootlick. I understand why people obsess and fawn over power and over wealth, and you encounter it a lot, but it's because, like, they think, and to some extent, it's true that with enough money, you get to do whatever you want. Like, the rules don't apply to you when you have enough money, and people just want to be close to that. They want to be in that orbit. They want to feel invincible. It's sad, and I hope, if you're out there listening, I hope you just stand for something. Have some kind of character, some backbone, some spine. Don't go along with stuff because you feel like, oh, we're invincible. No one could touch us. We got so much money, or the law's on our side because we got shields, or you know what I mean? Like, what would Jesus do? Hmm? What would Jesus do? You think Jesus was like, my dad is God and I'm going to smite you right here? I mean, he might have when he was a teenager. We don't know. That's not really covered in the Bible. It kind of picks up when he's 33 years old. So who knows? Maybe God, maybe he was like, you know who my dad is? They were like, oh God, this Nepo baby, Jesus. He smited some kid last week, hit him with lightning. Maybe, maybe that's what happened. My Christ. I don't know. The other thing I wanted to point out, besides the Diddy trial, because this might not get some news. Yesterday, I was talking about the State Department. Don Taco, Trump always chickens out. Donnie Taco, his State Department here in America denied the visas of the rap punk duo Bob Villain. They have an amazing song list. I highly suggest supporting them, listening to their music. I was like, this is my genre. I love this. It's like the first time I heard Atmosphere. I was like, whatever this music is, this is for me. You know, it's soothing to my soul. And Bob Villain is denied entry to America, courtesy of Don Taco, the president. And all they did was chant, you know, death to the whatever, and on stage while they were performing, right? And I always say artists should be able to say what they want. It's art. There is a line, though, I draw. There is a line. And this be it. This be the line. I think any kind of white supremacy, if you're new to the channel, I won't tolerate white supremacy, misogyny, homophobia, any of that stuff, right? Any of the old guard, oppressive regime, systemic, how we got here stuff. And it looks like Australia is taking a stand. And I know this is going to be difficult to have discernment on why would you celebrate Kanye not being able to go to Australia when you're blasting people for not allowing Bob Villain to come to America. And I say there's much different. When you're trying to uphold systems of power and white supremacy and stuff like Ye's song is doing, it's a gross misuse of artistic. It's like Hitler's paintings. Like, fuck them, burn them all. You know, who gives a shit that he painted? You know, use them as a urinal backstop. It's kind of like that. You know, it's like there is some art that, like, if David Duke, that dude that was like the leader of the KKK, if he painted, who cares? If he made a song, don't put it on it, don't platform it. The people that stand for hate and oppressing other people, but the liberators, the people who want to help those marginalized creating art, I think it's well within their artistic right. So Australia has canceled rapper Kanye's visa, and he will not be able to go on tour there. And I think that's a good way to take a stand. Australia also would not allow Candace Owens into their country, which I think that's what you do. Look at America, where they're not allowing artists to come here. They're not allowing kids, that Norwegian kid with the JD Vance meme on his phone. Like, they're denying stuff on criticizing the power structure when, you know, white supremacy is flourishing here. Kanye West, well known for meeting at Trump Tower with Donald Trump. I wonder why his turn to this vile side of his artistry has happened so quickly over the past few years. So I wanted to highlight this because this is what we should be doing, you know, and it won't happen here. Again, we should change the mascot for the justice system in America from a lady blindfolded holding to scales to an old white guy with orange paint having his thumb on one of the scales, and his thumb has a dollar sign on it. So good on you, Australia. Keep him out. He's poison. If you're just tuning in, Sean Diddy Combs acquitted of racketeering and charges, but found guilty of transporting former girlfriends for prostitution, which I just wonder, can prostitutes not Uber in Las Vegas? You know, will they catch federal charges? Will the Uber driver catch federal charges? It's weird. Fought fascism in 1945, doing it again at 102. Good on this guy. All right, guys. Hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell. There was another story. What was it? Oh, I forget. And and the charges for Diddy. He hasn't been sentenced. He could be let out. I couldn't believe if this judge would let this man out before his sentencing. I don't know when this is going to happen, but he's looking at 2 charges, I think, with 10 years. Looking at maybe 20 years in prison. He's just not going to get life. You got acquitted of the life charges. So, but it will be fascinating to see what happens from here. And the jury, all them jury members are going to write books about this. It's insane. So, I think that's all I wanted to catch up on real quick. But I'll be back tomorrow. So make sure you hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, join me tomorrow. Hit subscribe to join the conversation, join the family. We're growing, bringing you news, commentary, vlogs, satire, comedy, harsh opinions, radical woke opinions. Like everyone in America should be able to retire at 40. You should have 4 weeks at least paid vacation, no matter when you started your job. First day, you get 4 weeks vacation. Take it. We shouldn't have billionaires. Billionaires should be taxed out of existence. So join me as I try to broaden your horizons into the world of empathy and compassion for others. And I appreciate everybody who has subscribed, and love to all my family members and the conversationalists like Alma. Good to see you. White guy was with his thumb on the scale and a shit ton of money in the other hand. Yes. Oh, I got to draw that. All right, Alma, good to see you. Much love, much respect, and make sure, please, hit subscribe, all right? Join me tomorrow. I can't do it without you. And I appreciate everybody who does join. So I'll talk with you soon. And make sure you hit the notification bell. Peace.